This conference will now be recorded.
Alright, our today's concept is exception handling. So let's see what is an exception. As we already discussed these concepts in the
It's
class.
runtime
But once
errors.
again, I would like, yeah, it is a runtime errors. Okay, good answer. Runtime error. Okay, then the answers, please.
Abnormal termination of a program.
Abnormal termination of a program. Good answer. Very good. Abnormal termination of a program.
So, so
I think you can you can type in the chat box if you have a problem. The abnormal termination of a program. It can handle the runtime errors, correct? Okay. All right. So exception is something like what? Like it will disturb the regular flow of an execution of a program. So you see here. So exception is something like an event that occurs during the execution of the program. That means that disturb the normal flow of an instructions. That's what, like, we have written a program. It is going to execute in a sequential flow or some flow. It is going to execute. But what happens suddenly? The exception will come and it will disturb the execution flow. So this is what we need to handle it. So you see here, can you find out any exception here? Is there any exception in this code? So please see that. Is there any problem in the code? You may type in the chat box. Few people can mute you. The index out of bounds 551. Okay. How? Index out of bounds, correct? I think it is an error. I'm sorry, it is an exception or not? So definitely it is an exception. Yeah. Index is only up to 3. Okay. We have defined an array here. Okay. We have declared an array here. So up to 3, and we are assigning value 4 into 3. You see, temp of 3 location is not available. Temp of 2 up to temp of 2 it is available. You are sending value 4 to temp of 3. It is not available. That is index out of boundary. Array index out of boundary exception came here. So this will come in the during the runtime. So this is what this will not come in the compile time. You see here Java C space test.java. This is what compilation. Have you remember, right? I think you guys have remember Java C space test.java. This is how you need to compile. When you are compiling, this will not generate any error or this will not generate any exception. But when you are running, you see here, when you are running exception in the thread main Java lang, array index out of bounds exception will come. Are you guys understanding this? So please click response, please, in the chat box. I just want to make an interactive session. That's the reason I made slides like this. Now I think you people can understand easily through these slides. First we have written the program, we have compiled it, and after that, whenever we are running, you see here in this, Java space test, then only the array, exception came. That is called array index out of bounds exception came. So error detected at runtime. Error detected at runtime. So that is a problem. Let us see few more things. Can you see in this any exceptions are there here? Or any exceptions, or it will execute fine, no errors in this code? You can type no error also. A few people are saying not audible. Please make sure your internet bandwidth. I'm audible, right? Yeah, thank you, thank you. Right, see this in this code. Is there any problem in this code? At that time, you can switch on your mics. Yeah, few people saying it is yes, sir. So I guess no, sir. Very good. Very good. Maybe it might be correct also, right? So what if the file is not available? In that case, you should have to think. What is that developer has to think is, You see here, I am trying to read a file called input.txt. If the file is not available, the developer has to think like that. I think you guys are now understanding. Are you guys understanding this? So there are chances. There are chances that there are chances now. Maybe this time you are thinking maybe exception might be there. You see here, this time the compiler will generate at the time of compilation only file not found exception. If file is not available, the file is not available, then it will generate an exception called file not found exception at the time of compilation only. So you see, in the before case, at the compile time, you have not found any exception. Whenever you are running only, you have found the exception. But in this case, you found, one kind of exception called file not found exception at the compile time only. That means you might have understood. So exception might rise in not only at runtime, it may run in the compile time also. Please understand like that. Hope you have understood. Have you understood this? These two cases? Compilation, you see in this case, in the previous case, one beautiful statement everybody told, exception is abnormal termination of the program. That's a correct answer. Exception may come in the runtime. That's also correct answer. But I want to justify like this. Exception may come at the runtime as well as compile time also. So there are two types of exceptions might be there. So compile time exceptions as well as runtime exceptions. That we will see. Don't worry. See here, detected a compile time error, right? So let us see. So mechanism for handling the exceptions. So you see here in this example, see I have taken mostly in the PPT, snippets and how it will come, exceptions will come and how we are going to handle. So don't worry, I will explain clearly. Please be with me. So it is 127 participants. There are 60 for about 60 or 70 students. Approximately 60 students are absent. Don't worry. You see here in this example, method 1 is calling method 2, method 2 is calling method 3, method 3 is calling method 4. You see what happens in this stack, that I would like to explain. Now what happened, method 4 has some implementation part. Are you understanding here? Please switch on your mics and respond.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Yes,
Yes,
sir.
sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Okay,
Yes, sir.
okay, fine. Okay,
Yes,
fine,
sir.
fine, thank you. Okay, right, fine. Now see, method 1 is only calling method 2, method 2 is calling method 3, like that method 3 is calling method 4, and method 4 is having some implementation. What happened in the stack, that is very important as a developers. You see here, when method 1 is called, what happens? So method 1 will go to stack, and then method 2 is invoked, no, method 2 will go to stack. Then from this method 3 will go to stack. That is they are waiting in the stack. And then method 4. In the method 4 suddenly exception came. What happened if the exception came in the method 4? Then what happens is, you see here, so we have to create like it, method 4 created an exception at the time of runtime. So then we have to handle the exception in the method 4. If you handle method 4 exception, catch the exception. If it is yes, if you have handled it, you can catch the exception. Otherwise, you see what you have to understand is, you see the chain of method callings here. If the method 2, see method 1 is calling method 2, method 3, method 2 is calling method 3, method 3 is calling method 4, and method 4 is raising the exception. If you are successfully handling the exception in method 4 itself, it's fine, no problem, you can handle it. If you have not handled method exception in method 4, then you must handle in method 3. You see, you must handle in method 3. Even though if you have not handled in method, you see, if you have handled in method 3, it's fine. If you have not handled in method 3, you have to handle either in method 2. And if you have not handled in method 2, you should compulsory handle in the method 1. Otherwise you are not a good developer. You should understand the system will stop execution of the program. So that is how you have to handle it. You can see a few more slides. I will tell you. There are two types of exceptions. What are those? Quick, response in the chat box, please.
Compile time exceptions and runtime exceptions.
Yeah, very good, very good. There are compile time exceptions as well as runtime exceptions, and these two terminologies, terminologies will be different. It's not like compile time and runtime. You can also use few more words. Very good. Checked exceptions and unchecked exceptions. Very good. So here I have given runtime exceptions and checked exceptions. So no problem. Checked exceptions are compile time exceptions. Runtime exceptions are unchecked exceptions. So these occurs in runtime. Checked exceptions will occur in, you can see, division by 0, array index out of bounds. These are the runtime exceptions. So the exceptions occurs in the Java runtime errors, at the time of compilation. So those are IO exceptions, file out of count exceptions. IO exceptions means you are trying to give some kind of input, and that input mismatch might be there. You see, you would like to read from next int. At that time, user is not giving integer numbers. User is giving strings. You see, you ask to enter numbers, but unfortunately, what he typed is strings. Then error you should take care. That kind of errors will come. So compile time. So compile time checking is called checked exceptions. So runtime is called unchecked exceptions. So must be caught or thrown. Both the exceptions you have to must, caught or thrown. So we have to implement the exception handlers. So what exceptions to worry for each method, that we will see. So types of errors we first understand. So there are three types of errors will be there. Syntax errors. These syntax errors, errors if you have forgotten the rules of a language. Suppose you are writing printf in the you can write printf in Java also, no problem. That is valid. You can write like system.out.printf. Please understand. This is a new point I would like to add. Printf is valid in Java also, but cout is there, no C++. That is not valid here. So system.out.println you can use, or system.out.printf you can use, but system.out.cout you cannot use. So syntax you should be take care. So syntax errors will be there. Runtime errors. So these will occur. Program is running. If the environment detects operation that is impossible to carry out, so sometimes it will occur. Logic errors. You see, what are the logic errors? So it occurs when a program does not perform the way it was intended to do. What actually our intention is, whenever if it true you want to perform something, but it is performing when it is false, then logic errors. Logic errors will come. You are expecting something, it is doing something. You see, you should understand it's very, very important. When runtime errors occurs, system suddenly stop execute sometimes. You can't do anything. But when logical error occurs, system will do something which you are not expecting. You are expecting something and your system will do something. Right? I think errors you have understood, right? So what is an error? Right? So an error is irrecoverable and you should not try to catch it also. So error will comes out of memory error. You see, you are writing one while loop, while of 1, and you are printing the I. What happened is you are incrementing I++. So this will be this while of 1 is infinite loop. Hope you remember it. While of 1, or you can write. Is it right? While of 1 you can write infinite loop. Quick response in the chat box.
No, sir.
Yeah,
While of 1 is not possible.
Yes, while of true is possible. You see that? Good. Yes, and you can write. How will you write for loop? Infinite for loop. How will you write infinite for loop? Have you remember that? So for of
With
two,
two columns.
yes, very good. For of two semicolons, not column space, two semicolons. I have given in the chat box. You might have seen. Right? This is how you will write the, you know, yeah, that is correct. Yeah, inside the for loop, you have to give the two semicolons. Yeah. So this is how, if you are writing the infinite loop, then what happens after 60, 70, 50 years? This loop will run, no? Then out of memory error will come, stack overflow will come. So another concept is virtual machine error. That is something, virtual machine error in the sense, maybe if your JVM, Java virtual machine, if it is not working perfectly, you will get the this kind of errors. Exception error is something different. I will discuss in near future. Right. So exception classes, you can see this is something, a chart. This is a hierarchy of exception. This is very, very important as part of your examinations. Object is a root class for everyone. Every class in Java language, object is a root class. And then the subclass of it is throwable. Remember, throwable is a superclass of all type of exceptions. This exceptions includes errors also. You remember this. Exception, error. So exceptions are class not found exceptions, IO exceptions, AWT exceptions, runtime exceptions, and several more are there. You can see linkage error. In this case, you see linkage error. Linkage error in the sense you are trying to link one file and that file is not there. That linkage error will come. So runtime exceptions are arithmetic exceptions, null pointer exceptions, index out of boundary, illegal argument exceptions. Right, system errors will be there. Few system errors. You see, system errors are thrown by JVM and represented in error class. The error class describes the internal system errors. Such errors will rarely occur. These errors will occur in rarely, and yeah, exceptions will be there. You can see these exceptions will be caused. No, describes the errors caused by your program and external circumstances. These errors can be caught and handled by your program. And as a developer, you should handle the exceptions. You see, runtime exceptions, as we discussed already, arithmetic exceptions, null pointer exceptions, index out of boundary exceptions. These things we have seen, right? Exceptions can be thrown by method. Yeah, exception thrown by methods you should handle very carefully with the help of throws keyword. Yeah. So how will you handle this? With the method signature. With the method signature at the time, method signature in the sense method definition. You see public int read throws IO exceptions. This throws keyword you have to handle the IO exception. So this is, maybe remember throws keyword important. Quick confirmation in the chat box. I have given one example in the class. Is what is the example is you have handed over some of your task to your friend, and you should be aware that what doctors will tell. We are doing our best, and you should prepare for the worst case. Have you remember that example? In the class, I discussed this for throws keyword. Maybe a quick confirmation in the chat box. What I discussed is, you are taking help of doctor. That means you are taking help of some other method to do some task, maybe some kind of operation that you are not aware of doing it. And what doctor will tell, we are doing our best. He will give some kind of input to you. What happened? You should be aware of. You should be aware of taking care of, precautions. You should be ready for the worst case. That means throws is the keyword. What doctor is giving? Is giving maybe I might generate an exception. So leave it to the calling method. Who is calling here? We are calling doctor method. You see, I think you are understanding. You are calling doctor method. Doctor is throwing something. You should be ready for something else. That is what IO exception. So this is leaving to the method who is calling it. Yeah, you should take care of in the, you see here, I am calling the read method. I should take care in try block. That we are going to discuss in the next slide. Yeah. You see here what happened in this case. You please now I will explain you this here. Method 1 is calling method 2. Method 2 is calling method 3. And method 3, what it is doing here? Method 3 is saying that I may throw IO exception. This method 2 is responsible for handling the exception. You see, M2 has to either catch or throw IO exception. This fellow M2 has to definitely has to catch it, because the method 3 is saying that I may throw an exception. That is what you have to understand. If method 2 is not handling it, then definitely method 1 has to handle it. Yeah, method 1 has to handle it. These are the example. I will share these slides, so don't worry, so that you will understand. This example you see later. Yeah. So how will you handle it? Catch. You know already there are try block, catch block, and what are the rest of the keywords in exception handling? That is the reason I haven't kept here.
Throws.
Yeah, I51. Okay, right. You see that. See in this. What are the other two keywords? Three keywords. Sorry. Try, catch. Please respond. Try, catch.
Throw.
Yeah, some people do. Throw, throws, very good. Finally. Very good. Throw, throws, finally. Very good. So try block, what it consists of? The try block consists of the code which may generate the errors, which may generate the exception. In the catch block, you have to write the respective exception, and then you have to catch it. The statement that may throw exceptions. What happened in this? Each catch block is an exception handler taking care of different type of exceptions, right? So you see here there are different kinds of exceptions I've given here. You see print writer. Hello, this is a print writer is responsible for taking input from the files, and it may generate an exception, array index out of bounds exception. I am keeping inside the print writer inside the try block. I'm catching. There are two types of catch blocks I kept: array index out of bounds exception and IO exception. This time it may catch IO exception or array index out of bounds exception also, but here it is catches the IO exception, right? This case here, he see this here, out dot close method is there. Out dot close, you see what is out dot close is, out is an object for print writer. This is pointing to file whatever you have opened here, and you are trying to write something into out.txt. You are writing, and at last you have to close it. If suppose exception has occurred in this case at the print writer statement, and suddenly catch block will execute it, and you may not get executed. Which one? Out.close function. At that case, you should take care of this one. Now you will use which function? You see which keyword you have to use. You see here. Please see the code. Please see the code once. I will tell you this. Print writer out, new print writer. Suppose if the IO exception has happened here, suddenly it will go to catch IO exception. But what if this statement, you see, this is there inside the try block. This is there inside the try block, out.close. This code is not able to get executed. Yes or no? Please respond. Yes, are you there? Please respond. Yes. Okay, few people are responding. Good. Okay, yes, okay. Why it is yes is, please understand, it is very, very important. Why it is yes is, you see here, print writer, at the first line itself, you got the exception. As a rule of interpreter, immediately these statements will not execute. This will go to catch block. That's a problem. Then these statements will not execute. Out dot close. Then you have to use which block you have to use. Then you have to use finally block. This finally block, you see, use a finally block always will be executed even if we jump to the try block. Why we have to close every file? If we have not closed the file, then virus may affect your file. Virus may affect your file. So if throw an old exception might be lost. So how will you write? Though it may catch, I have to execute finally block. This is very, very important. Finally block will be executed even though catch block is executed. Even exception may come or may not come. Finally block will execute it. Right. So what are the nested statements? Nested try statements. Within the try, we can have one more try like that. You can see one of the examples. You can see in the try block, you can have the another try catch. This catch is responsible for upper try. In a try catch, you can see in this example, please see once, try catch. And inside the try, one more try catch is there. That is what nested try blocks. Nested try blocks. This inner catch is responsible only for inner try. Outer catch block is responsible for outer try. That is what you have to understand. So what is the use of throw keyword? The keyword is used to explicitly throw an exception. The JVM is responsible for by defaultly throwing the exceptions. Right? If you want to throw manually, you can throw it. You can throw it. Right? So throws keyword. What is the advantage of throws keyword? If a method is capable of causing an exception, that it does not handle it. Now see, this method is not handling the exception. The method which is called this particular method has to handle it. Then this method is going to throw an exception by using the throws keyword. Throws keyword will be used at the time of method signature. That's what very, very important. So the differences between throw keyword and throws keyword are given here. So throw keyword is explicitly throws an exception. Throws is used to declare an exception. That you can read it. So can I create my own exceptions? That's what very, very important. Can I create your own exceptions? Yeah, you can create your own exceptions.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, you can create your own exceptions. How will you create is by extending the exception class by throwable class. You can see here. So how can differentiate your exception from existing ones? So object, throwable, exception, runtime exceptions. So public class new exception, which extends what? New exception is not there, right? So I am creating new exception by extending the exception class. So if you want to create your own exception, you have to extend the class with the exception class. So you can, you can extend the runtime exception also. Not required to catch or throw. You see here, you can practice these questions. Number format exception. Number format exception. This you can try as an assignment I am giving, and this program you have to submit in the Google class. How you have to write and down. Right. The last I would like to discuss about the print stack trace. This is a function. This function is responsible for printing the error messages. You remember this? Print stack trace is responsible for displaying the errors. So it will display the errors. If you use system.out.println, system.stack stack trace, it will display the error. You can see here, this is E. If you use this, you can print the exceptions. So that's all for today's class. So if you have any doubts, you can ask the doubts. A few doubts I would like to take. So you can ask the few doubts. If you have few doubts, you can ask. You miss which one you will make some. Yes. Are you able to hear my voice?
Yes, sir.
Yes, very good. If you have any doubts, you may
Yes,
ask
sir.
me. A few doubts I can take you.